welcome, one and all. My name is Jason Davis, and this is Empower Volusia Common Sense. And we are coming to you from an undisclosed location hidden in the upper highlands of West Volusia County. And we are, of course, in an iron bunker, hermetically sealed for everyone's protection. And we are guarded by our two rabid Pomeranians and one crazy cat, and all seem to be well here at the old iron bunker. We've been here for, I don't know. Let's see, the lockdown has been like 2 months. Of course, when you say lockdown, that's not really the case when it comes to, situations. People still go to the Winn-Dixies, and they go to Walmart, and they go everywhere, and they're just doing their lives. It's just businesses have been locked down by, of course, a government order. Actually, it's not. It's not a government order. The government cannot tell you to shut your business down. Show me in the Constitution where the government can say, no more work, you go home, and we're under lockdown, unless they institute martial law. They really can't tell you not to go to work, but people have not gone to work, and that's fine, and I understand for public health reasons. Everybody's, I want to stay home. I want to be healthy. I don't want to get this Wuhan Flu. Yeah, I call it Wuhan Flu. And that's also another reason why I really haven't been out there on the doing many podcasts, because it's all been the same thing. Wuhan. That's all it's about. And I'm sure you've seen and heard enough talking heads on the idiot box out there in the living room, or the kitchen, or wherever you have your little idiot box at. And I'm sure that you've heard enough about the Wuhan flu to basically say, I'm done with it. I am. It's to the point where the news comes on, I go, bye, and I walk out. And I go on down, I come into the iron bunker here and just relax and maybe do some computer work of something, write a letter or whatever I do, or do some Facebook stuff. And speaking of Facebook stuff, this has come to me from one of my loyal listeners who's literally listened to every single podcast that we've ever made. And they said, I've been banned from Facebook. I said, why were you banned from Facebook? And they actually talked to me in person about this. They said, because what I did was I just copied and reposted something somebody put out there. And Facebook banned me because, they violate your freedom of speech. That's what they've done. They violated this person's freedom of speech because what she copied and pasted, which had been out there for a while, was, quote unquote, not up to their community standard. Well, what the heck are your community standards? When I get on Facebook and I can see, people talking bad about the President of the United States or any Republican or conservative in Congress or the Senate, and you can talk all kinds of smack about that. You can write the F-bomb on a post. You can write any type of cursing word that you would not hear on normal television, but you can write it there on Facebook. And nobody says my community standard. You could show naked people on Facebook posts, or darn near naked people, and that's not against their community standard. But if you copy a post, this, which I have here on my big screen, then you're violating a community standard. Let's just hear what this is about, shall we? Of course. Maybe I should play a little, I don't know, I'm not going to play any music in the background. Maybe I should, because it would add to some of the, well, I'll play this in the background because this adds to it. Here you go. And now another episode of the continuing saga of As the Stomach Turns. That's right. And in today's episode, what we're going to do is read to you the Facebook post that is above and beyond and their community standards and violates their rules. Yeah, let's violate your First Amendment rights. And here it is. I am not trying to stir the pot, people, but something isn't right here. Everyone should be asking these questions. Now, of course, I'm quoting the Post here. These are the important questions folks need to be asking themselves. Number one, why can you go to Walmart but not Kohl's or election booths? Think that one through. Why the dollar store, not a mom and pop shop? Another good question. Why can't you have an elective surgery, but you can have an abortion, which, by the way, is an elective surgery? Why should you stay inside, but yet heat and sunlight kill this coronavirus? Why can't kids who are not at risk play on an outdoor playground where the sun, once again, kills this virus? Why don't people know that these are recommendations and not laws because they have not gone through due process? Now, the term due process is basically, that's really a legal term for due process for trial, but it hasn't gone through the legal process to make it a law. And I'm off the quote here for a moment. The process for making a law is it has to be submitted to the Congress or the Senate, it has to be debated, it has to go through committee, and then it has to be voted on, and then it goes to the other house, whether it's the Senate or the opposite of the House or Senate, where it originated. It once again must be debated, sent through committee, evaluated, how much is it going to cost, blah, 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 blah. Then it goes to the President of the United States for signature. This process happens in every state, also through their state legislature and their governor. But nobody's done that. These are recommendations, not laws. Just a point in fact. Why is it okay for government officials to get a haircut but not a common citizen? Another good question. Why the fear when this virus has a less than 1% death rate, mortality rate, folks? You have a 99.67 or 8% chance of survival if you get into a hospital and get put on some sort of treatment program. And we'll get into that more in a minute. Why have the coroners questioned death certificates listed as CV-19? And there was a joke on there, which is not a joke. And this truly happened in Chicago. There were 19 deaths one weekend from the coronavirus, and they were complicated by bullet holes, literally. These people were listed as dying from COVID-19 when they were actually got shot and died. Why are areas like Chicago and New York gearing up for mass vaccination? That's a simple answer, sheeple. These people, just because their government said, you must do this, they will do this. There are people in this country that do that. You will do this. And they just, yes, sir, like little drones or sheep led to slaughter. What makes one person essential and not another? I don't know. Okay, doesn't shelter at home mean there is a whole population of people not staying at home so we can? In other words, to clarify the question, if I have to stay at home, there's got to be somebody out there working, keeping the power on, the water flowing, keeping the trash picked up. Yeah, those are the essential people, I suppose. Let's see. Number 13, why are they dividing us? Because they are. Because that's how you conquer. You divide and conquer. How do people know that, how do people know that we are a republic, not a democracy? Because it's in the Constitution that we are a republic. We're not a democracy. Oh, by the way, another question here. This is question 15. Where has the flu gone? I haven't heard anything about flu breakouts or nothing anywhere. No, it's all the Wuhan. Okay. Why do homeless constantly demonstrate the lowest infection rates? And I am got people looking up that. I want to know. You would think that because these people are living in unsanitary conditions, the compromised immunities. A lot of them are drug addicts. A lot of them are alcoholics. There are a lot of them, too, that are just homeless, not by choice, but others are homeless by choice. And how come they're not? How come we don't have the homeless lying in the street dead everywhere? And yesterday I drove by one of the homeless feeding places in Daytona, because I do live in Florida, and I was down over in Daytona doing some stuff. And I drove by the outreach programs there. The place was packed with homeless people, and not a one of them was wearing gloves or a mask. Yet they weren't sick. What's going on here, folks? Why are they telling us to mask up after 2 months of lockdown? And that's a good question, because this thing was supposed to, this was supposed to curb this. And why is it that the CDC is saying kids need to be masked when they return to school or attend to church, when they know cloth masks actually restrict your oxygen? Well, these are a lot of interesting questions. And, well, I happened to just look it up, and I says, let me find out. So I went to the World Health Organization, yes, on their website. And I'm going to tell you, it sounds like this is what this is actually all about right here. Because this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. The World Health Organization, of course, we all now know that they've lost over $400 million in funding because the United States government said, you didn't do your job. We're not going to pay you to not do your job. Thank you, President Trump. It's time to cut the dead wood out of the problem. Okay? So, here is what we've got, folks. I will tell you what is on their website right now, because you, trust me, are not going to believe some of the ridiculous Q&As that they've got on their, this is the World Health Organization. And you're not going to believe this.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Well, I've already played that one. That's not the one I wanted to play for this, because this is what it's more like here.
Let's get ready to rumble!
There we go. And according to the CDC, or I'm sorry, the World Health Organization at World Health, WHO.International, INT, and then it goes through emergency diseases, novel corona 2019, advice for public mythbusters, and that's a big long line of all their little stuff on there, so you can figure it out. All you got to do is type in WHO.int emergency diseases, and I'm sure you'll find this. And here you go. You're gonna laugh. And how much? Oh, okay, we got plenty of time. I'm just looking at the clock on the old machines there. Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, advice for the public. Mythbusters. That's what this is all about. There are currently no drugs licensed for treatment of the prevention of COVID-19. Now, I want you to... They went to great pains to make sure that the words were absolutely correct. This must have gone through 9,000 people before they put it up there. And I want you to listen to this first statement. And listen carefully to the words. There are currently no drugs licensed for the treatment or prevention of COVID-19. Licensed? What the heck is a licensed drug? Well, let me tell you what a licensed drug is. In the medical professions, which for a very short period of time when I was in the military, I was a combat medic. And had to go through courses and all this stuff to be a lifesaver, combat lifesaver. And they tell you that these drugs are used for this issue only. You cannot use these drugs for anything else other than what these are used. It's called labeling. You in today's society, in our medical institutions, hospitals, doctors' offices, and everything else, they get into a lot of trouble with the American Medical Association if they prescribe a drug off-label. For example, did you know that the little blue pill for Viagra, did you know it was actually developed for heart conditions? And as during their testing for heart conditions, and yes, it helped, because what it is a vasodilator. It opens up all the blood vessels in the body, and it gets blood flowing through. It's like 10 times better than a aspirin. I mean, it just pops all the veins open. Well, one of the side effects for it in men is an erection. They said, oh my goodness, look at this. So what they then turned around and said is, well, this is a male enhancement drug. We'll use this. Instead of using it for what it was developed for, we'll call it something to fight erectile dysfunction. And yes, it works well. It just, there you go, folks. But that is now the on-label prescription for that drug. That's the license to use this drug. So, while several drug trials are going on, there is currently no proof that hydroxychloroquine or any other drug can cure or prevent COVID-19, which is a lie. Israel has done a very extensive testing under combat situations because they were getting hit by this COVID-19 really hard. They are the ones that found out that hydroxychloroquine works. And everybody that's taking hydroxychloroquine is surviving. And most of the doctors and nurses who are dealing with this COVID-19 with the patients are using hydroxychloroquine. Now, their little disclaimer here is, while several drug trials are going, blah, 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 cannot cure or prevent COVID-19. We just read that. The next statement is very true. The misuse of hydroxychloroquine can cause serious side effects and illness and even lead to death. Yes. If you take 900 milligrams of hydroxychloroquine at a time, you're probably going to have a problem because it is a drug that is supposed to be prescribed at no more than 200 milligrams per dose. It is a drug that fights malaria. Yes, it is also a drug that they've been using on label now because they've changed the label. This is a drug that's being used to fight lupus and other diseases that are going on. And none of these people are dying because they're using the appropriate dosage. And let me just say this. If I go to a doctor and my doctor says you need to take hydroxychloroquine, I'm going to take my doctor's recommendations and take the medication to prevent COVID-19. Period. So you're right. There are no drugs labeled for the treatment of prevention of COVID-19. But there are drugs that work. Now, I've heard that. Now, that's the big one. Now, the rest of these things, I'm just kind of going to go through real quick because I don't want to sit here for 2 hours. I can, but I don't want to lead this on for hours and hours and hours. There is a bunch of stupid things going on. Here's one. Adding pepper to your soup or other meals does not prevent or cure COVID-19. Really? Okay. COVID-19 is not transmitted through houseflies. Of course not. It has to be a warm body. And flies are cold-blooded. They don't transmit it. And by the way, okay. Here's another fun one. Spraying and introducing bleach or other disinfectant into your body will not protect you against COVID-19 and can be dangerous. No kidding. Really? But then again, you have to sit back and think about this. Oh, yeah, we are talking about a bunch of people who are eating Tide Pods, little Tide Pods, soap, who are trying to swallow dry cinnamon who are, come on, I mean, but then again, I got that one. Spraying and introducing bleach or other disinfectants into your body will not protect you against COVID-19. Actually, it won't protect you. It could cure you because, well, if you drink bleach, I'm sorry, you're going to die. It's a poison, folks. Come on. Oh, Lordy. Sometimes you got to sit here and just go, what in the heck?
I'm so stupid as a stupid does.
Couldn't have said it better there myself, Mr. Forrest. Drinking methanol, ethanol, or bleach does not prevent or cure COVID-19 and can be dangerous. Yeah. Once again, we're talking about people who eat Tide Pods, right? 5G mobile networks do not spread COVID-19. Okay. No, they probably do other things. It's a 5 gigabyte system that, really uses a lot of power like a microwave, but no, it can't spread COVID-19. Okay, not any more than a radio. Let's see. Exposing yourself to the sun or temperatures higher than 25 degrees Celsius does not prevent the coronavirus disease. No, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't allow, it doesn't, exposing yourself will not prevent the coronavirus. But the coronavirus cannot live on surfaces outside in the sunlight. It's not photosynthetic. It's actually very, and 25 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius, you are aware that's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. You can do the math on that. A dog's temperature in Celsius degrees is 36 degrees, which is 101 to 102 degrees. That's a dog's body temperature. Our body temperature is, I think, 98.6 would be roughly around, I think it's like 22. No, it would be higher than that. It would be about 30 degrees Celsius, roughly. I'd have to do the math on that. 25 degrees Celsius, that's like 25 degrees above zero. That's like down in the 50s and the 40s. That's way low. So they either got a problem or whatever. They didn't do their math. You can recover from the coronavirus disease, yes. Catching the new coronavirus does not mean you will have it for life. Okay, good. This is on their website. Being able to hold your breath for 10 seconds or more without coughing or feeling discomfort does not mean you are free from the coronavirus or any other lung disease. This is true. Because they were saying, this is the test. You need to hold your breath for 20 seconds. And I only got a couple minutes here left, folks. So let me just get through these. And this is one I disagree with you, because drinking alcohol does not protect you against COVID-19. It can be dangerous. Oh, but nothing lives in alcohol. That's my thought. And then it's got its little disclaimer here. Frequent or excessive alcohol consumption can increase your risk of health problems. Yeah, you can be a drunk. But, alcoholics that are homeless, they're not getting coronavirus. I don't know. There might be some, argument there. Yes, the COVID-19 virus can be transmitted in areas that are hot and humid climates, of course. Cold weather and snow cannot kill the coronavirus. See here, the normal, there it is. The normal human body temperature remains around 36.5 to 37 degrees. Okay, so a dog's about 38, 39. Oh, but then they said going outside in 25 degree Celsius weather. Your best, taking hot baths does not prevent coronavirus. So it probably does not. The coronavirus cannot be transmitted through mosquito bites. That's good to know. Hand dryers are effective in killing coronavirus? No, hand dryers are not effective in killing. No. Ultraviolet lamps should not be used to disinfect hands or other areas of your skin. Common sense. You'll get a radiation burn, doofus. Thermal scanners cannot detect. Okay. Oh, but wait a minute. Thermal scanners cannot detect COVID-19, although every governmental, now these new offices are being built with these thermal scanners. Again, then it talks about vaccines, about pneumonia. No, that doesn't work. Can you regularly rinsing your nose prevent infection? No. Garlic help prevent infection. Well, yes, it can. Because if you eat garlic, nobody's going to get near you. Come on. Some of these things are absolutely hilarious. Are antibiotics effective in preventing? No. So there's a whole laundry list of things here. Let's see. Oh, they got one more. The last one. Are there any specific medications or medicines to prevent or treat the coronavirus? We go back to the original. No. Their data is skewed. You have to remember, this is the organization that sat there and said, oh, no, it's not transmittable from human to human. It has to be. I mean, how else did we get this? These people are they're not giving you the truth, folks. I mean, they are actually doing anything but it.
You can't handle the truth!
But that's why you have us here, because we're here to help, and we're here to help entertain you, as well as give you some real facts. Folks, go on about your daily business. Do not let the fear-mongering of the lamestream media and the Democrats get you all wound up. The best prevention against the Wuhan Flu, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever words you want to use to describe this, the best defense is to wash your hands after going and touching things outside of your home. If it's in your home, you've already got it. But if you're outside of the home, when you come home from the grocery store, wash your hands. When you go to the men's room, ladies' room, wash your hands. If you've been at the gas pump, wash your hands. This has been proven to be the most effective, less evasive way of preventing the COVID Wuhan flu from spreading across the country. It works, folks. There are going to be some people that are going to get sick. But once again, to be safe, all you have to really use is, you got it, just a little common sense.